Hey guys, and welcome to this video tutorial. We're going to be using Adobe Photoshop CS4 as well as Dreamweaver CS4 to create custom menu rollover buttons, or link buttons if you will. Just real quick, in Dreamweaver I'm going to replace this boring text in my navigation div with rollover images or rollover menu buttons, which we'll take a look at creating right now in Photoshop. Okay, now I've got my banner here open in Photoshop already just so I can sample some colors. So I'm going to go up and create a new document. And I'm going to go ahead and name this menu rollover buttons. Okay, with a custom preset width of 150 pixels, height of, let's go with 60. 72 DPI is fine, RGB color, and a white background will work just fine for this. Okay, and as Photoshop does, it docks it with my banner. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out here so we can work with this separately. And what I'm going to do is first choose a color. Okay, it should already have the color I want, but if not, I'm going to go ahead and sample in my banner here. Hit OK. And then I'm simply going to use the fill tool to give it the background color that I want. Okay, and then I'm going to insert some text. My first link on my zoo website is the home link, so I'm just going to go ahead and type the text. Let me change the color of this so we can see it. Change this text to white. Hit OK. Then I'm going to type the text home. Alright, then I'm going to use the move tool to just center it up a little bit there. And I'm going to add some basic style to it by clicking on the layer itself over here in the layers palette. Maybe I'll give a stroke and a drop shadow and a stroke there. Just give it a little bit of character. And hit OK. Alright, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and save this. Save as. And in my images folder, what I'm going to do is actually create another folder and name it rollovers. Okay, and everything to do with my rollover menu buttons I'm going to save in here. Okay, so I'm going to name this default. If I ever want to come back and just change the PSD itself, I'm going to use this one. Alright, so I'll save that. Hit OK. And then what I'm going to do is sample a different color down here in my banner, which is going to be this darker green color. Hit OK. Go back down to my background layer here. Oh, well, it changed my text color. I don't want that so much. So I'm going to go ahead and step backward, go to my background layer, and use the paint bucket tool again to change the color of the background. Alright. And again, I'm going to go ahead and save this as rollover. Okay, so I can work with both of these in Photoshop. They're saved as PSDs. What I also want to do is save this as a JPEG or a GIF. Save it for the web so I can use it in my actual website itself. So now I'm going to go ahead and save this one, and this is the color, this green color, of what I want to appear when the link is hovered over or rolled over. Okay, you'll see in just a second here. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a JPEG format for this image, and I'm going to also name it home rollover. Alright, and again, this is saved in my rollover folder. Okay, just keep following along. We'll get to how everything's going to work out here in a sec. I already saved over my default, so let me open that again. Okay, again, it attaches it to the pane, so I can flip back and forth there. Alright, so I want to save this one as home default, or I'm just going to save it as home original. That'll probably make it a little easier to understand here as we get going. Home original and home rollover. Now, how do we get these in Dreamweaver and to act as rollover buttons? we'll go to Dreamweaver. I'm going to delete the text home, which is in my navigation div, and then go to insert image objects. Okay, you're not going to insert an image, you're going to insert an image object, which will be a rollover image. Okay, image name, home, rollover menu button. Okay, the original image, this is the one you want to appear by default the first time someone comes to your page. And again, that'll be in our images folder, and then rollovers. So I'm going to choose home original for this image. Okay, my rollover image, what it's going to change to when someone rolls over the image. I want that to be obviously home rollover. Remember, you must select your JPEGs because Photoshop files, PSDs, do not appear on the web. Okay, alternate text, again for visitors who may have disabilities and use a screen reader. I'm just going to put a home link button and then hit OK. Alright, so you'll see we have a link button in here. It's pressed up against the other divs. We can fix that later. What I want to do is do a quick save. Okay, then I'll switch to live view here. And in live view, hopefully, when you hover over it, it will change colors. Okay, and now you have your own link button, rollover button, what have you. I'm going to go back to design view. Let's click on this home button again and change the link. Where's this going to link to when you click it? Okay, we can do that right down here. I'm going to select the file, and obviously this file will be named index.html, which would typically be down here. Okay, I don't have that file currently, but if you did, you'd hit index and then OK. Okay. As far as the formatting goes, if you want to use some cell padding or spacing, we can go to our navigation CSS style. Okay, I'll go ahead and double click that, and let's go to the box, and we'll give it a little bit of padding here. Let's go with, or just on the top and bottom actually. Let's go with 3 pixels on the top, 3 pixels on the bottom. Hit OK, and now you actually have some space between this div and the div at the top of your page. Okay, if we go back to Photoshop, we can make another one really quick. Alright, remember these are PSDs, so they can be edited. Our next link again was mammals. Okay, so let's go ahead and make the mammal buttons, and I'll show you a quick way to do that with your pre-existing ones. You have to make sure the PSD is open and not the JPEG itself. Make sure your text layer is selected, and I'm simply just going to change the text from saying home to saying mammals. Okay. Alright, we got it there. Again, we'll do a file, save as. I'm going to save this again as a JPEG. This will be the rollover image. Let me just double check that. Nope, this will be the original. And we'll type mammals original. We'll save it. Okay. And let's go to our rollover. Again, let's go ahead and change the text to mammals. We will make sure, oops. Let's make sure we have that layer selected. Again, we'll type mammals. Everything looks good there. Let's go ahead and do a save as. And I will go ahead and save this again in JPEG format. And we'll save it as mammals original. Okay. Oh, mammals rollover. Sorry again. Apologize for that. Save it. Okay. And once again, back to Dreamweaver, we're going to replace the text mammals with a rollover image once again. So insert image objects, rollover image. Okay, name mammals, rollover menu button. We will browse for it. Mammals original, okay. Mammals rollover, okay. Again, alternate text. Mammals link button. Hit OK. And there we go. We can put a space in between here. Hit Control Shift and the space bar. It'll do a hard space. And you get a little space in there. We will link the mammals image. Okay. Into the pages. You definitely have a page named mammals.htm. If not, you can create it. Link to it by hitting OK, and then you're all set. Once again, you can go in live view, check it out how it'll look real time. You hover over it, you can see the changes there. Okay, so that's a basic version of creating rollover menu buttons. You guys can be creative with this. You don't have to use squares. You can use circles. You can use images with text on them. All sorts of stuff. Okay, so hope this helps, and we'll see you next time.